wasn't just beautiful. She was beauty itself, sculpted by struggle, refined by pain, and crowned by destiny. Sophia Loren, the woman who made the world stop and stare. But what if the camera never told the whole story? Behind those dazzling smiles and breathtaking gowns were moments that would have broken anyone else. Moments that didn't make it into the glossy magazines. Until now. Stay with me, because some of the private photos you're about to see weren't just rare. They were forbidden. And the story behind them? It will change the way you see Sophia Loren forever. But first, tell me, do you believe beauty can survive heartbreak? Because by the end of this story, you might not be so sure. Long before Hollywood lights kissed her face, Sophia Loren was just Sophia Villani Ciccolone, a hungry, skinny girl from war-torn Naples. She was born in 1934 during an air raid. Her first lullaby? The sound of sirens and bombs. Her father abandoned the family, leaving her mother to raise 2 children in poverty. They lived in a small, cold apartment with cracked walls and no running water. At night, Sophia would huddle next to her mother and dream of a life she could only imagine. One where people didn't just look through her, but at her. But fate has a funny sense of humor, doesn't it? One day, during a local beauty contest, that shy, awkward girl stepped onto a stage, and the world noticed. At just 15, Sophia's face lit up the crowd like a sunrise over the ruins of post-war Italy. She didn't win that contest. But one of the judges, a film producer, couldn't forget her. And that's when everything changed. Imagine being so stunning that losing a pageant still launches your career. Yeah, I can't even win an argument with my Wi-Fi provider. Her first film role? Just an extra is a blink and you miss it moment. But her screen presence was magnetic. Soon, Italian filmmakers were fighting over who'd get to frame that face next. By 20, Sophia had transformed from Sophia Villani into Sophia Loren. And not by accident. Her mentor, Carlo Ponti, a powerful film producer, saw in her not just an actress, but a phenomenon. But here's where the story takes a twist worthy of a Hollywood script. Carlo was 22 years older and married. Their love story would become one of the most scandalous and enduring in romances in cinema history. The Italian press called her a homewrecker. The church condemned their relationship, but Sophia didn't care. She once said, "Love is energy. Without it, I am nothing." What the world didn't know then was that behind closed doors, she was fighting something much darker than tabloid rumors. When Hollywood came calling, Sophia was torn between 2 worlds. Italy was her home, but America promised immortality. In 1957, she signed a deal with Paramount Pictures and flew to Los Angeles. Her first English film was The Pride and the Passion, alongside Cary Grant, the silver screen's ultimate charmer. And guess what? Cary Grant fell head over heels for her. He wrote her love letters, yes, handwritten, poetic, and desperate letters, begging her to leave Ponti and marry him. Can you imagine the pressure? 2 men, 1 heart. In the eyes of the world watching, Sophia later revealed that she did love Cary. But her soul belonged to Ponti. And that choice, that one decision, would shape the rest of her life. Seriously though, how do you even choose between Cary Grant and your soulmate? I can't even pick between pizza or pasta.
She longed to be a mother more than
breakdown.
anything.
And when doctors told her she might never conceive, she fell into despair. But Ponti stood by her. He promised her that one day, their home would echo with the laughter of children. And then, in 1968, that miracle arrived. Sophia gave birth to her first son, Carlo Jr. Her second son, Eduardo, followed in 1973. From that moment, Sophia Loren wasn't just a movie star. She was a mother, a survivor, a symbol of timeless grace. And honestly, seeing her hold her baby for the first time could melt even a statue's heart. Forget red carpets. That was her real award. Now, let's talk about those private photos. Some are candid snapshots from her early days in Naples, barefoot, smiling, sitting on a broken chair next to her mother. Others capture rare moments from her marriage, playful, unguarded, human. But the most striking ones? The images from her 1960s European retreats. No makeup, no lights, no filters. Just Sophia, reading, laughing, sometimes crying. Utterly herself. One particular photo, taken by Ponti on a balcony in Switzerland, was never meant for public eyes. She's looking away from the camera, wearing a simple robe, her hair messy, her face serene. That image says more about her than any Hollywood glamour shot ever could. It's the portrait of a woman who survived herself. She once said, "Everything you see, I owe to spaghetti." And maybe that was her way of saying, I am what I am, flawed, human, real. In the 1980s, Sophia faced tax evasion charges in Italy, an accusation that stunned the world. She was sentenced to 30 days in prison. And yes, she actually served time. For many stars, that would have ended everything. But not Sophia. When she walked out of that prison, reporters expected shame. Instead, she smiled and said, "I have nothing to hide. My conscience is clean." That moment didn't destroy her legend, it cemented it. She became the embodiment of resilience, and even as decades passed, the world never stopped adoring her. In her 70s, she appeared on the cover of magazines without retouching, silver hair, deep lines, glowing with confidence. Proof that true beauty doesn't fade, it evolves. Honestly, she's probably the only person who can make aging look like an Oscar-winning performance. So, what does Sophia Loren's story teach us? That behind every perfect photograph, there's an untold battle. Behind every elegant pose, a memory of survival. And behind every legend, a human heart that just wanted to be seen. Her private photos don't just show beauty, they show truth. The joy, the grief, the laughter lines carved by time. In one of her last interviews, she said something unforgettable. There is a fountain of youth. It is your mind, your talents, the creativity you bring to life. When you learn to tap this source, you will truly have defeated age. And maybe that's the real untold story, that Sophia Loren's greatest role was never in front of the camera. It was being herself. So the next time you see one of her most private photos, don't just look at the woman in the frame. Look at the life behind the eyes and the girl who grew up in war, the lover who defied the world, the mother who found peace, and the legend who never stopped believing in beauty. Because Sophia Loren wasn't just made for the movies. She was made for forever. You don't want to miss it. Trust me, that story will change everything you thought you knew about fame, beauty, and resilience.